Armin had everything: a glass mansion overlooking the city, cars he barely drove, and a lifestyle people only dreamed of. His name carried weight. His presence turned heads. To the world, he was the definition of success. But every night, he couldn't sleep. The silence in his massive bedroom felt louder than any noise outside. He would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling something he couldn't explain. Emptiness. It didn't make sense. He had worked for this, sacrificed years of his life, lost friendships, ignored family, all to reach this point. And now that he had everything, why did it feel like nothing? One evening, after another restless night, Armin found himself driving aimlessly through the city. No destination, no purpose, just trying to escape his own thoughts. That's when he saw him, an old man sitting on the side of the road. Warm clothes, simple appearance, nothing remarkable, but he was smiling. Not a fake smile, not a polite one, a real one. Armin slowed his car. Something about it bothered him. How could someone with nothing look more at peace than him? Without thinking, he pulled over. He stepped out of his car, expensive shoes touching the dusty ground, and walked toward the old man. "Why are you smiling?" Armin asked bluntly. The old man looked up at him, his eyes calm, almost as if he had been expecting this question. "Because I have enough," he replied softly. Armin frowned. "Enough?" he repeated. "You're sitting here with nothing." The old man chuckled lightly. "That's where you're wrong," he said. Armin crossed his arms, slightly irritated now. "Then tell me," he said, "what do you have?" The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he slowly stood up and looked directly into Armin's eyes. "What you've been searching for your entire life," he said. Armin's expression hardened. For a moment, he almost laughed. But something in the old man's voice stopped him. Something real. Something unsettling. Because deep down, Armin knew one thing for sure. Whatever this man had, he didn't. Armin let out a quiet scoff, trying to hide the unease rising inside him. "What I've been searching for," he repeated. "You don't even know me." The old man smiled gently. "I don't need to," he said. "Your eyes already told me." Armin frowned. No one had ever spoken to him like this. People usually admired him, agreed with him, or feared him. But this man, he wasn't impressed at all. "If you know so much," Armin said, his tone sharper now, "then tell me, what am I missing?" The old man didn't answer immediately. Instead, he gestured toward a small bench nearby. "Sit," he said calmly. For a moment, Armin hesitated. Sitting on a dusty roadside bench wasn't exactly part of his world. But something inside him pushed him. Slowly, he sat down. The old man sat beside him. "Let me ask you something," the old man began. "When was the last time you felt truly happy?" Armin opened his mouth to answer, but no words came out. His mind searched for something, anything, but all it found were achievements, deals, numbers, not feelings. "I don't remember," he admitted quietly. The old man nodded, as if he expected that answer. "And when was the last time you sat with someone without checking your phone, without thinking about work, just being present?" Again, silence. Armin looked away. "That's not how life works," he muttered. "Success requires sacrifice." "Yes," the old man agreed softly. "But you sacrificed the wrong things." Armin turned back sharply. "What does that mean?" The old man looked at him, his expression serious now. "You traded moments for money, relationships for recognition, peace for power," he said. Each word hit harder than the last. "And now," the old man continued, "you have everything except the one thing that makes everything worth it." Armin felt something tighten in his chest. For the first time, he didn't argue, because deep down, he knew it was true. "So what is it?" Armin asked, his voice lower now. "What is this thing I'm missing?" The old man smiled again. "It's not something you get," He said, "It's something you allow." Armin's brows furrowed in confusion. "That doesn't make any sense." The old man pointed toward the road. "Look around you," he said. Armin glanced at the passing people. Some rushing, some laughing, some simply walking. "Most people think happiness is somewhere far away," the old man continued. "In success, in wealth, in the future." He paused. "But it's not." Armin looked back at him, more focused now than ever. "It's in the small things you've been ignoring," the old man said. "A quiet moment, a genuine connection, a peaceful mind." Armin swallowed hard. Those were things he hadn't felt in years. "But if it's so simple," Armin said, "why doesn't everyone have it?" The old man chuckled softly. "Because simple doesn't mean easy," he replied. Silence fell between them again, but this time it wasn't uncomfortable. It was heavy with realization. Armin looked down at his hands. For years, he had been chasing more. More money, more success, more recognition. And yet, the more he gained, the more he felt empty. Slowly, he looked up again. "What do I do now?" he asked. It wasn't arrogance anymore. It wasn't pride. It was something else. Something honest. The old man stood up. "You start by noticing what you already have," he said. Armin followed his movement with his eyes. "And then," he asked. The old man smiled one last time. "And then," he said, "you learn to be present enough to feel it." Armin sat there, processing every word. But just as he was about to ask something else, he realized something strange. The old man had already started walking away. No goodbye, no explanation, just gone. Armin quickly stood up. "Wait," he called out. But the old man didn't stop. Within moments, he disappeared into the crowd, leaving Armin alone, standing there, in the middle of everything he owned, and yet, for the first time in his life, questioning everything. Armin stood there for a long time, watching the crowd where the old man had disappeared. For the first time in years, he didn't rush back to his car. He didn't check his phone. He just stood still and felt the noise of the city, the cool breeze, the quiet rhythm of his own breath, things he had ignored his entire life. Slowly, something shifted inside him. Not a sudden change, not a miracle, but a beginning. That night, Armin went home, and for the first time, he didn't stare at the ceiling. He slept, not because he had everything, but because finally he had found enough.